As much as I hate to say it, I'm the guy that would always look at stock muscle cars and make some snide comment or remark about how they were only good in a straight line, and how 14-inch wheels and drum brakes were only for those who had a death wish and or wanted to meet their maker before the rest of us. I was the Pro Touring poster child, the one that had to have 18-inch billet wheels, big brakes, and an updated suspension. And while parts of that guy still exist in me, I'm now kicking myself for not only being incredibly naive, but discounting the original history of the automobiles that I've come to know and love. Sometimes reality has a funny way of letting you know that you are indeed being a jackass. My name is Mike Musto. Each week I travel the country with the goal of showcasing the best and baddest muscle cars and hot rods around. Every car has a past and every owner a story. Welcome to the world of big muscle.
What got me into the car hobby? You know, I had aspirations to be into muscle cars and purchase a muscle car from pretty much when I was very young. And this Coronet right here, for example, is a car that I always loved because my first girlfriend had a car like this. So that kind of was my real entree into it, I would say. It is on the eclectic side. The reaction from the public is pretty much, you know, wow, this is a different car. What is this? What year is this? You know, they can't even really tell, or maybe they don't have the knowledge of exactly what it is, but B-body Chryslers are, you know, kind of hidden as opposed to when you see like 70 Cudas or things like that. You know, they're more forefront, the Superbirds, things like that. But these B-body mid-60s Chryslers are kind of unique and people don't pay too much attention to them, so they don't know much about them. But, you know, the reaction is, what is it? But wow, it's really cool.
So here's a car you generally don't see on big muscle. And by generally don't see, I mean it's pretty much stock. This is a 1966 Dodge Coronet that's running drum brakes, bias ply tires, and pretty much a stock 440 under the hood. This is the way that you could have optioned a car out in 1966, 67. You know, a lot of guys will say, oh, these cars suck, and you know, and I hate to say it, but I'm kind of one of those guys. But when you drive them, they are actually quite endearing. Going in a straight line, going down the road, it kind of floats. I mean, think of it as like you're driving a water balloon, right? I mean, you know, you don't feel any bumps, you don't really feel anything because the suspension's so soggy that it just glides right over it. Plus, we're in this massive bench seat, which is kind of like a mattress. You know, when we talk about handling, is it a handler? No, it's not. In fact, if I do a little just this, I mean, it's kind of like, you know, a little water balloonish, a little Titanic-ish. So you don't want to get into an emergency situation with this car if you can possibly avoid it. Well, like I said, straight line driving and cruising, it's really not that bad. So let's run this car up a little bit. We'll run it up to, say, what are we doing now? Up to about 55 miles an hour, and we're going to stop. Okay, so does it stop on a dime? No, it stops at about 450, you know, which isn't too terrible. We had one rear wheel lock up, but not that bad. But the thing that you got to remember is, a lot of times in drum brake cars, you'll hit the brake and they'll veer severely to the right or the left if they're not well maintained. This car actually stopped straight and true, which thankfully for myself and Thaddeus was a pretty good thing.
When I bought this car, I asked the owner a lot about it. I could see from the advertisement that it was a very pretty car. It was intact. I spoke to him. He said that he had detailed the car and restored the car. He said it was pretty original. What he had done was take out the original 383, if I remember correctly. They usually came with 318. But he took out the 383 and put a 440 stock motor in it, which was very unusual to me. So I like the fact that it was a Coronet 440 with a 440. It came out in 67, the 440. It wasn't available in 66. So I found it really interesting and really unique. It was one of the driving things to make me buy the car. The gentleman that restored the car obviously had a lot of love and care about it and spoke pretty heatedly about how he worked the car, how he babied it, how he had it for a while, and how he didn't take it to parades because it overheated. But it was beautiful, so that's why I decided on it.
All right, so from a dead stop, let's see what this thing does. Okay, we nail it. Tranny shift's good. One thing about the Chryslers that people have to remember is that this car runs a 727 automatic, which is a 3-speed tranny. And the 727s were great trannies, and they were really used by drag racers just because they're pretty bulletproof. You know what I mean? They can withstand a lot of power. They're great if you put a shift kit in them. And you'd be hard pressed, or at least you were hard pressed back in the day, to find a guy that could actually shift a manual faster than the 727 could shift. And they put these behind 383s and 440s and Hemis and everything else. Just a good, solid, reliable transmission. Out back he's got an 8 3/4 rear that runs a 323 gear, and it's a highway gear. Like I said, you cruise at 65, 70, 75. You're not going to have to worry about that. Think about the wheels for a second, right? 14-inch wheels, polyglass tires, 5.5 inches wide. By today's standard, that is archaically, that is so tiny, right? How many cars today come? I don't even know if any cars today come standard with anything smaller than a 17-inch wheel. I think even a Chevy Spark has like a 17-inch wheel. This is a car that's 18 feet long, that's 4,000 pounds, and it's got 5.5-inch tires and a 14-inch wheel. So if you were to propose that to a manufacturer today, they would laugh at you and tell you that it's a recipe for a death trap. But back in '66, that's what they were. Everything had 14-inch wheels. Some cars even had 13-inch wheels.
I keep it stock because I would say I'm more of a purist. I kind of tend to like the car in its original form, to enjoy, again, the beauty of it, the power of it, as it was meant to be. Plus, I don't have the gift to really soup up a car that well, but I have a lot of people that can do it for me. But I'm more of a purist.
I like simplistic cars. This car, everything is in your line of sight. Everything. Obviously it's no AC, but you've got your heat. Okay, well, put the heat on. Boom. Heat's on. You want to adjust your temp? Let's make it hot. You put your temp on hot.
Let's not make it hot.
No, we'll not make it hot. You've got these beautiful little air vents underneath that are actuated by these 2 levers that just let air flow in from under the car, and it really cools the cabin down. I mean, it's pretty hot outside, but Thad and I are okay. We have a lighter. When was the last time you saw a lighter in the car that actually said lighter? I mean, that's kind of cool as far as I'm concerned. So many cars today, I think you overthink them, right? You have to be like, all right, well, how do I turn the radio on? Is my iPod hooked up correctly? And if it is, well, can I get to the song I want? Or where's the cruise control? Is it on? Or if I use adaptive cruise control, do I have to do 2 more steps? Driving a car is about one thing. Driving a car. You should get in the car, turn the key, put it in drive or shift it in first, and enjoy it. And yes, we all know that in some cases cars are transportation. But for guys like me, Thad, Zach, all of us involved in this, and obviously the people who we shoot, cars are about passion. They're about getting away from the everyday and enjoying the drive. And I think a lot of times people forget that. So Thaddeus just came up with the best comparison that I can think of for this particular car. He said, you know what? This car is the perfect peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Not a lot of people still eat them, but when you do, it is the perfect combination of taste, enjoyment, and then when you combine it with the classic glass of milk, it's the perfect lunch. You'll never get sick and tired of it. It'll never get old, and at the end of the day, it's always gonna come through for you. It's always gonna reward you. We're driving a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and it's absolutely glorious.
If it's a car I would ever sell, no. The cars I bought, I've never sold one, to be honest with you, in the past 12 years. I get attached to them. People have asked me, oh, would you sell that? Would you want to make money on that? I don't buy them for that reason. So I buy them to enjoy them, and I honestly get attached to them, and I don't want to sell them. So I'll have it for a long time.
Hot rod and muscle car owners love to modify things. We're tinkerers, free thinkers, and individuals who like to make a statement through the cars we drive. Over the years, automotive trends have come and gone, and throughout that time, one thing has always remained constant. That being our flat-out love for these old machines. Today's technology lets us reimagine and recreate vintage iron in ways never before thought possible. Is this a good thing? Well, maybe not. All I know is that I miss eating peanut butter and jelly, and that in the near future, it's going to find its way into my lunchbox far, far more often.
What's up, cows? Come here, cow. Come here, cow. Come here. Come here. All right, and I just pay the $500 deductible and I'm good to go, yeah? Awesome. Yeah, I'm actually at work right now, so I'll probably call you again tomorrow and check back in, but...
Hey, oh, Titanic, way. You know, with the 440 under the hood, if you step on it, I'm gonna say that again when we get out of the corner, because I'm not gonna step on it in the corner, because then we'll fly over the corner and into the bushes.